Today's lesson is on three-dimensional figures. The Indiana Academic Standard that this is somewhat associated with is 7.5.4. 7.5.4 deals more with actually finding the volume and surface area. We're not going to be doing that today. Today's mainly being able to identify three-dimensional figures and to be able to identify parts of three-dimensional figures. So we're going to have a lot of vocabulary. In class tomorrow, we'll have some shapes that we'll actually pass around the room, and we'll do some practice with identifying these shapes. A three-dimensional figure or solid is a figure that does not lie in a plane. A face is a flat surface of a solid that is shaped like a polygon. We've labeled the face on this figure to the right. An edge is a segment formed by the intersection of two faces. You can see the edge right here where we have it labeled. This particular shape has 18 edges. A prism is a three-dimensional figure with two parallel congruent faces, which are also known as the bases. The bases of a prism are parallel and congruent. You can think of the bases in this figure as the top and the bottom. They're a hexagon. The height of a prism is the length of the perpendicular segment that joins the bases. We've labeled the height on this figure. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down these notes. A cube is a rectangular prism with all faces that are squares. A cylinder has two congruent parallel bases that are circles. To the right we have a cylinder, and the bases are circles. The height of a cylinder is the length of the perpendicular segment that joins the bases. So this is our height. A pyramid has triangular faces that meet at one point, a vertex, and a base that's a polygon. In the picture to the right, you can see the vertex, which is the point, and the base, which in this case is a square. A cone has one circular base and one vertex. So we have a circular base and we have a vertex, the point at which they all meet. A sphere is a set of all points in space that are the same distance from a center point. This is the center of this sphere. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down any of these notes. Number 1, naming figures. Name the geometric figure. This figure is a sphere. Number 2, drawing three-dimensional figures. Draw a pentagonal prism. The first step you have to do is draw a pentagon. Step 2, draw a second pentagon congruent to the first. Step 3, connect the vertices. Use dotted lines for hidden edges. Pause the video if you need more time to complete this activity. Quick check number 1 is a triangular prism. The reason this is a triangular prism is because the bases are triangles and the bases are congruent and parallel to each other. So the triangles are the bases. So that's why we call it triangular. And it's a prism because it has polygons for the sides. And it's a prism because there are two congruent bases, not just one base. 1B is a cone because it has a circle base and it goes to a vertex. So it's a cone. Number 2, use the grid to draw a triangular prism. We start by drawing one triangle. Then we draw a second triangle that's congruent to it. Then we draw the edges, remembering that any of them that are hidden we draw as dotted lines.